out the agenda electronically, and it had a few internet connection issues. But we'll call this meeting to order, and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, super. Okay, so motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 22nd. Any comments or issues? No. Motion to approve? All in favor? Aye. Super. Consent agenda, we can see these are the 3 properties that Matt and James would have reviewed offline. Any issues with those? No? Okay. Then we'll move on to the grading permits. Okay. And before I do that, you can come on up. No, that's okay. I just want to make sure that I don't forget. Our friends at the Radnor Conservancy are giving away 500 trees this weekend, and apparently they still have 100 trees left. You can plant these trees anywhere you like, in your yard, backyard, front yard. So they have trees available. Just go to Radnor Conservancy. And they also need volunteers for Saturday and Sunday morning to help give away the trees. So if you're interested in volunteering, go to Radnor Conservancy for that too.
So I'm going to do that, and it's over at this building right here. They're giving them away.
That's right.
At the administration building here.
Yep. Yeah, so folks, anybody listening, just come right down to the Township building, right here on Ivan Avenue. Okay. So now, we're ready for the new grading permits. So 761 Conestoga Road, 4 trees to be removed.
Hi, Patrick Spellman with Site Engineering Concepts, here with Luke, I can't say your last name. Antonacci, Rockwell Custom Homes. For both applications, actually, both Conestoga Road applications we'll be talking about. In the way of context, I'm going to show you a subdivision plan from several years ago for 1 Meadowwood Lane. This is at the corner of Meadowwood Road and Conestoga Road, and it was subdivided into 3 lots.
And just one moment. Hey, Ian, if you can hear me, is there a way that you can project this on our screens? Oh, we don't have it. You can kind of see through there.
What'd I do?
Oh, okay. That's all right. Maybe we'll just get up and walk and see the screen up close.
I'll try to zoom in as best I can.
And if you can just tell us what page you're on.
So this is not with your applications. This is a quick context.
Okay.
So you can see where these 2 lots came from and can visualize where they are. Okay. So Meadowwood, Conestoga, this was 1 Meadowwood. The whole property, the tract originally was 1 Meadowwood Road. So several years ago, we split it into 3 lots. The lot number 1 has the house. You can't really see. Has the house and all the improvements on it. And then the big meadow area that was behind the house was split in these 2 lots. Okay. And that's where these 2 lots came from. This is 761, and this is 763, Conestoga Road. Okay. So now I will go to the first one, 761. So this is the application, and I'm going right to sheet 1 of the plan set. For 1 second. Close enough. I'm going to zoom in on the front of the property by Conestoga Road. So this is 761. This is 763. They share a driveway. So 761's property is starting here on this line. The driveway coming up and around, and then the house sort of in the middle of the lot. To do this, we're removing 4 trees. There are 2 poplars, 1 maple, and then which were 12 inches. Those trees were 12 inches, and then 1 32-inch maple tree.
And I'm looking for, is the tree table right here on the right-hand side?
Yeah, I'm zooming in on that right now also.
Okay, super.
So here is the replacement summary table showing the 4 trees and their sizes to be removed, and that we would need 9 trees, replacement trees, 6 for the heritage tree.
Yep.
Yeah, and then 1 each for the other 3. And these are the these are the trees that are being proposed, 5 arborvitae, and then 4 large canopy trees. The homeowner has a request to actually switch these common names, switch these species to,
That's true,
so the white birch, they would like to have use the tree lilac, and then for the dogwood, they would like to use the Yoshono cherry.
Those aren't large canopy trees, though. So what are your 4 large canopy trees?
These, I believe, came off the list for large canopy trees, or at least these are the
They may
trees
have
we've
come off
used
the-
previously.
Yeah, they may have come off the list for recommended trees, but they're not large canopy trees.
Maybe the use of the term large canopy is wrong on my part then, that these are the replacement trees required by the ordinance.
Yeah, Eileen, you are correct. If you look up any of those, probably on the recommended tree list, they'll be under medium, which would be like 50 to 20 feet. They would all be under that.
That's
So
great.
they wouldn't
Thanks,
be
James.
large canopy.
Right. So, basically, these are the tree species I've used before here, so we just kept going with it, and again, maybe just the use of the word large canopy was wrong.
Maybe, like, you're welcome to plant these. These are great trees,
Right.
but you would still need to plant 4 large canopy trees. So you could plant these plus 4 large canopy trees, but these can't count towards the large canopy trees. So your large canopy trees would be the maples, the oaks,
All right.
gum trees.
What trees would we like to see, if I may ask? So I have to go, I guess I have to, well, I mean, I'm not going to pick a couple large canopy trees. I'd be more than willing to take whatever recommendations that the commission has.
Yeah. James, do you want to recommend a few large canopy trees? Or Frankie, maybe from the ones
Yeah,
that
sure.
you-
I actually worked at this property years ago, so, and I think it's just a wide open field that we're talking about.
Correct.
You could do some red maples, since you're taking down a maple, maybe replace red maple October Glory or red Sunset. Maybe do 1 oak and a Nyssa sylvatica, NYSSA.
You know I was going to ask.
And, I mean, I like James' recommendations. If for some reason the owner wants something different, there's a whole, on our recommended tree list,
Right.
there would be other large canopy trees listed as well that do well in this area.
Understood.
Okay.
So moving on to 61.
Before you do that,
I'm sorry.
you're still on 761, right?
Yes, I
Before
am.
you move on to 763. So can you show us like the tree protection fencing?
Sure.
Okay.
If I can get in here close enough. Can you see this then? This TPF line, tree protection fencing, running around the limit of disturbance for the most part. On, this is the front Conestoga Road. Oops. Then as we come around the side, running it around this group of trees. We're not near any of the trees in the rear. These are where the proposed trees were. This is an existing tree here. Again, proposed coming down the side here. I don't believe there is any on this side. So that would be the tree protection fencings.
That looks okay to me.
Do you, okay, can I zoom in on it more, or are you good with? Okay. All right.
So before you leave this one, any questions from anyone on this property, 761 Conestoga? Ginny's good, Frank's, okay. James, are you good?
Yeah, it looks good to me, as long as the 4 large canopy trees are added in.
Yeah, they will be, and I apologize for that. That's what happens when you send an engineer to one of these things.
Okay, so maybe we do one property at a time then. So motion to approve 761 with the amendment that 4 large canopy trees will have to be added to the tree table? Okay, Frank's saying okay. Ginny's okay,
Aye.
James? Aye.
Good.
Okay, great. So that's approved?
All right, so moving on the, excuse me, 763. Okay. I'm going to zoom in on the front and development part here. So here's the shared driveway going off to 761 that we were just looking at. Here we have 2 trees coming out in the front to put in the driveway. The reason this tree is coming out is because we have to grade the area for line of sight. This is a PennDOT road. We have to meet their line of sight. Driveway swoops around, comes up to the house, and there are 2 trees here. I'll come in on the tree replacement table now. So here we're removing 4 trees, 2 maples and a dogwood from 12 to 14 inches, and proposing 4 arborvitae replacement trees.
I see a theme. So just, for me, just a moment, I'm just trying to zoom in on the tree
Yeah.
replacement table.
Is there someplace I can go better for you here?
Oh, that's very good.
All right.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, that looks, I mean, that meets the code. Would there be any consideration to plant a large canopy tree or even a smaller canopy tree in addition to the green giants?
I think so. The owner is going to want to do some.
Okay.
In the front yard, is what I'm told. We're not showing it here, but the plan is to add some.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, we would appreciate that. It just helps maintain or grow the tree canopy here in Radnor versus the green giant, so that would be super. And then the tree protection fencing?
All righty, yep. Where's my zoom out?
I see some of it on the right.
Am I just saw it. Unfortunately,
It's on, oh, yeah, once you zoom out, I can see it on the right, on the property line.
there we go.
So that looks okay.
So there isn't really any more trees within this property. They're on the property line here.
Mhm.
So there's some tree protect. Let me get in there a bit more. So coming up the property line from Conestoga Road, and this is Lot 1 here. So there's some trees there, so we have them boxed off and some tree protection fencing. And that's really all that's within, sorry. Within proximity to the limit of disturbance. Here's the next tree all the way in the back of the lot. These are proposed along here. and then nothing down the property line.
So I think that looks okay. James, I don't know if you can see the tree in the lower left corner. If you think the tree protection fencing there is adequate, or if that needs to be further out, closer to the driveway.
Sorry, I missed that one, yeah.
I think it looks, you guys are coming in from that, where the driveway's gonna go for your construction access?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, so construction entrance will be at the driveway.
okay. There's no driveway there, you guys have to build it still?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. You know, if you go down the road, this is where the wall is starting to collapse.
okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys keeping the wall?
We have to peel it back for the line of sight. So most of the wall will stay, but just in this area around the driveway, we have to peel it back and cut the, I'm used to looking at you when I talk to you, and I can't. Sorry.
Yeah, the only issue I'd see is that you have the tree protection around the 14-inch, I think it's a maple there, at the right corner. I'm not sure if it's right on that wall, so if you're moving the wall, if you want to save that tree, you might have to.
Right. So the wall is actually going to be, the replacement is going to start here.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
with limited disturbance here, and here's our grading lines, cutting it back a little bit. It's a couple feet. It's not a big
Okay,
cut.
cool.
So-
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay. Good. Ginny, Frank, any questions? No? Okay, motion to approve? All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Great, thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your time.
Sure. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me hop back to the agenda. Okay. Now we're into old business, the ordinance update. So last time, where we left off, we were about 50% of the way through. But we're missing a lot of people tonight, so I don't know. Should we continue going through the ordinance, or should we wait until we have more? Yeah, yeah, because otherwise it just may get overturned or churned. Okay, I would agree with that. That too. That's more important, actually. Thank you. Okay, great. So then moving on to the hazardous trees that are to be removed. Those are provided by the list by the township. So, and Ricky, do we have hazardous tree reports on each one of these properties? Okay, thanks, Lee.
Yes, we do.
Okay, super.
And John has approved all of them.
Okay. That's great. Then we can see the trees removed by Radnor Township. Then we're on to public participation. Okay, good. And then, Frank, I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about with regards to the tree grants.
Yes, right now, Leah sent out, or Leah and Trish sent out letters to, I believe, 41 residents. In addition to Emlyn Tennille, am I pronouncing that right? Tennille. Obviously, I'm sports challenged. So we have 5 trees going into Emlyn Tennille Park. We have 41 letters out to residents, mostly North Wayne on St. David's Avenue. So the Pico project up there is 10 trees, and then another 25 trees for the residents.
Okay.
So we should hear back from them the next couple of weeks, and then we can kind of get going on that. Ricky and I are going to be meeting. We do have some volunteers who are willing to help plant trees.
Oh, great.
So we have to figure out where Ricky wants to send his crews and where we can send, some people that, well, some of them are chronologically challenged, so maybe some easy sites to plant trees.
Okay.
You can
And-
have the hard stuff, Ricky.
And do they have to be tree tenders to
They
volunteer?
are all tree tenders.
Okay.
They're all tree tenders. They're all vaccinated and ready to go.
Okay, super.
So-
And Frank, how many trees did you say that we have?
We've got a total of 40 trees, 10 of which are free because Pico's buying them for St. David's Avenue, and the others we will be granted to us for a $35 fee, about $1,600.
Okay.
And then I think James has already taken care of the 135 Browning this
Yes.
week, so they should be getting their replacement trees.
And that's out of the 40.
And that's in addition to the 40. These are 2 extra trees
Oh, okay.
that James happened to have in his truck.
Okay, James, great job. I
Yeah,
didn't know you had.
these are the trees we discussed 2 months ago, I think. We were able to purchase 10 trees, and the township purchased them, and I will plant them on the shade tree behalf.
That's
And
fantastic.
2 of them are going to Browning Lane,
Yep.
and the rest, the 8 others will go to the Willows Park.
Okay, that's super. So that's a total of 50 trees to be planted this fall.
Yeah. So, and then one other thing, there's another Riparian or Watershed grant coming up due in November that we'll apply for. And based on the input I've received thus far, we're going to do it over in the Little Darby Creek area near Sawmill Park, and see if we can come up with a plan to do some buffer building along Little Darby Creek.
Oh, that's great. That would be
So-
our first time doing a Riparian
Yes, which, you
as
know,
a shade tree committee. So
that's the trouble with
super.
being a consultant. They ask you to do something, you always say yes, and then you figure out how to do it. So that's where we are right now,
Well,
trying to
that's
figure
very
out how to do it.
appropriate, being that it's Riparian Month, as I understand it. If there could be such a thing.
Another hallmark moment.
Yes, yes. That's, I just have to remark, that's really impressive because, with the budget cuts by the township, which is understandable because of the COVID situation and the lack of revenue coming in, we understand that. So we weren't planning on having a formal fall planning, but more so rolling the funds to 2022 and having one big planning. But even in spite of that, we're going to plant 50 trees this fall, which is impressive because years ago, it used to be that 35 trees typically were planted each fall. So this is even higher than what you would typically see on a years ago. And yet it's all through PICO, PHS grants, and then the last 10 trees that you mentioned with James, I'm not sure where they're from.
I think,
They're
James?
just township, we approved it 2 meetings ago. There was like a $1,000 charge that I bought them at a nursery I deal with, and the township paid for it. And they will get planted this week.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Okay, super.
Can
On that
I-
happy note.
Oh,
go
can
ahead,
I just
Lisa.
want to add my thanks, and especially for the trees that are going over to Browning Lane, so thank you. And thank you, James and Frank, for all your hard work and for your donated time, and Ricky and Leah, thank you. Thank you also. It is, you guys are knocking it out of the park here. It's amazing, the work that you've been
No
doing.
pun intended.
So, no pun intended. So, but thank you.
No, great, Lisa. And then one thing I just want to mention on that, Browning Lane, we're replacing 2 trees there, but it's a beautiful tree-lined street. So we're going to be meeting with the whole neighborhood to kind of come up with a plan of how can we keep this street looking so green and pretty proactively versus waiting until the trees come down. So if anybody's listening and you too either want to green up your street or you have a street that is green and you want to maintain it that way, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help with free trees. Can't beat it. Okay. On that happy note, I motion to adjourn. Okay, great. Enjoy the nice weather, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you. See you, James.
Okay, bye-bye.